guys, welcome to That Florida Feeling. I hope everybody's had a great week. August is almost gone. I can't believe it. I feel like it was July 4th a week ago. But good news, we've only dealt with one hurricane so far, and I'm okay with that. And I kind of hope it stays that way. I really do. Um, I want to say thank you to everybody who has continued to support the podcast. I have gotten to meet some really cool people lately. Thank you to everybody who has said hello. I've got some great suggestions. Thank you to the you who've reached out and given me those. Those are going to come up very soon. I appreciate it. You guys don't even know what that means to me. That tells me that you're listening and that you want to hear things, and I really love that. So thank you. For those of you who have met on TikTok Live lately and TikTok, you guys are awesome. I love meeting new friends. Thank you so much. If you haven't listened to Unfiltered Studios yet, check it out. You're missing out on some great podcasts. You've heard a couple of them lately. Sleepy G was on. I had Mama D from Pedals of Support. I'll have a couple more people on in the next few episodes. So check out Unfiltered Studios. You'll find a wide variety of podcasts, some amazing people. If you're looking to add something to your library, definitely check it out. There's kind of something for everybody there. Hope you guys have enjoyed your summer. I know that it feels like it's coming to an end. Although in Florida, it's kind of like an eternal summer. It just decides if it's hotter or cooler, depending on the week, month, or day, or time of day. Really, depending in Florida where you're at and everything like that. So, guys, today I'm going to talk about something that this is not what my episode was going to be planned. Let me just be really, real honest with you guys. This is not the episode I had planned. I had a pre-planned episode. It was already pre-recorded. I was just going to, here we go. But then Florida decided to be Florida, and I don't talk about politics, but I am not happy. And if you've seen my Instagram or Facebook, I'm very not happy with the fact that they are going to try and develop some state parks. So we're going to talk about it today. Because if you've listened to my podcast, I've done numerous episodes on Florida state parks. And I absolutely love Florida state parks. I think that they are a true gem. Some are more developed than others, and that's fine. Leave them that way. Some are undeveloped. Leave them that way. But, and I'm sure you've seen this, and this is what made me so annoyed. We don't need pickleball courts. We don't. We don't need golf courses. We have thousands of golf courses in this state. We do not need more. So today we're going to talk about what is going on in the state of Florida about why we need to develop our state parks. No, we don't. We just don't. Let's go ahead and face it. We don't. But we're going to talk about, because I'm sure you've seen it, fuck the golf courses. I agree. I wouldn't have posted it if I didn't agree. And I might get a little explicit, might cuss a little bit on this one. Just going to say it. So, and I've got a couple different articles that I'm going to pull from, and I've even talked to fellow podcasters and some other Floridians on this, and none of us are happy about this. Like, none of us are happy because this is crap. Florida state parks are there to preserve Florida, not to develop Florida. And what basically happened is that this past week, Florida Environmental Agency, they unveiled a huge development proposal at 9 different state parks. And it's a mass initiative that would take sensitive habitats that are pretty much already in decline or at risk, and they would just wipe them out for pickleball courts, golf courses, glamping sites. Glamping. If you want to go glamping, go to a freaking resort, not a state park. If you want to go camping, go to a state park. That's the point of it. And the project is really making a lot of Floridians mad. Not just Floridians, but conservationists in general. And the problem is that you're talking about severe habitat loss because you're wanting to put golf courses in some really iconic places in Florida that have really protected habitats. And it's really making a lot of us mad. And you're talking about some amazing parks that you're wanting to do this to. So I'll tell you the parks and I'll tell you what they're wanting to do. So the closest one to me is Anastasia State Park, which is just south of St. Augustine. And what they're wanting to do is they're wanting to take a park lodge that has a 350 room capacity, put it on this state park. They want to add 4 pickleball courts and a disc golf course. The problem is that they're wanting to put this on hammock, marine hammock, which is kind of a protected habitat. We kind of need that for certain animals and birds and things that live in Florida. So that's a problem. Topsail Hill Preserve State Park, another park lodge with a 350 room capacity, another 4 pickleball courts, and another disc golf course. Same thing as Anastasia State Park. They want to take that and put that on Topsail Hill Preserve State Park as well. Grayton Beach State Park, which is in the Panhandle, up to 10 cabins. Beach access restroom. Okay, I'll give you the restroom. I will. More pickleball courts and a disc golf course. We do not need pickleball courts. The next one, Hillsborough River State Park, which is an amazingly beautiful state park if you've ever been. It's over towards Tampa. Up to pickleball courts and a disc golf course. The point of Hillsborough River State Park is to be in nature. It is to hike the trails. It is to see the wildlife. I do not want to see people playing pickleball while I'm trying to enjoy nature or hear you. I just don't. I don't. That is just so frustrating. The next one of my absolute favorite state parks in Florida, and I've talked about it numerous times, Honeymoon Island State Park up towards just above Clearwater. 4 pickleball courts. Why? That state park is absolutely beautiful. It is gorgeous. It has a trail that you can walk around. It has the most pristine beaches. Why do you want to add pickleball courts? That is not the point of that state park. Aletta River State Park, south, is up to 10 cabins or glamping spaces. Again, if you want to go glamping, go find a resort on the beach. More pickleball courts and disc golf courses. Dr. Von D. Misa Alua Johnson State Park, pickleball courts. Whoever told this person we needed to have pickleball courts is just killing me here. It's awful. Like, I can't, like, I just don't, who put these people up for pickleball courts? Like, who decided that we needed to do this? Why did we, like, why? Like, I know pickleball is the thing, but, you know, give it time and everything else is just going to go, like, it's going to cycle like everything else. And then you're going to have these pickleball courts that no one's going to use. And we're just going to be sitting there and they're going to go to waste or nobody's going to use them. And I don't understand it. I really don't. You know, it's really annoying to see that this is what it's going to come to. And then the one that I think that is making everybody the most mad, is the Jonathan Dixon, State Park, and Jonathan Dickinson State Park, excuse me. And I'll agree. When I read this one, I got so mad. And that's because this is a beautiful state park and it's right off Hope Sound in Florida, South Florida. And this one is talking major change. And this one has the biggest loss of habitat, and I mean, it's just awful. And they're saying it's going to increase opportunities for recreation. There are so many opportunities in this park already for recreation. And I talked about it in one of my very first state park episodes, that you can go hiking, you can go on the trails. There's an amazing observation tower. There's beaches, there's snorkeling. There's just so much to do in this park already. And they want to add pickleball, disc golf, golf courses, more paddling. No, you do not need to knock out protected wildlife areas for golf courses. You have so many golf courses in that area alone because you're going into South Florida that you now want to take it out You're talking about taking out that observation tower and park buildings for the parks and places where these park rangers have lived, and storage and work and marine life and bird sanctuaries, and you want to take it out for a golf course? No. The point of Florida's state parks is to preserve Florida, not to pad your pockets. I cannot believe that. And what kills me is like conservation in Florida has always been pretty good. I mean, it has always done really well. You know, they've conserved it. They've preserved the landscape. They've saved the manatees. We've saved the panthers. We've worked on it. We've helped to do what we can. And now you want to take this park that has all this great, and you want to put golf courses in it, and you're going to call that conservation? Did you change your mind on conservation? Like, it's awful. It's absolutely awful what they want to do. And I think, you know, I think it's just stupid. Um, and the wildlife and environmental experts are beginning to come out and come forward, because some of these species call these parks home, like not just Jonathan Dickinson, but Honeymoon Island and Grace and all these parks call these, that's why we have these protected habitats for these scrub blue jays or for these coastal marine life. And the scrub jay has seen a population reduced by 90% over the past century because of habitat loss or fragmentation and alteration. And now you want to take this and you want to cut it down even further for pickleball courts? No, this is an absolute problem. And there's other bird species. There's the red cockaded woodpecker. That's one of the species could be impacted by this. And there's a lot of these species that have come back because of these, because like they rely on old growth pine forest, and that's one of those forests that are really subjected to being knocked down because of these new proposals. And it's going to impact these animals. Not only that, but you see certain animals roaming these areas that you don't see a lot of times in other places. And so there's that. And then also, I'm really more mad that the Hobe Mountain Tower and Boardwalk would be removed for the golf course. That is such a cool local landmark that you can't, you go up and it's the highest land point in South Florida. It's the mountain. It's the only mountain in South Florida that you can go and you can look out for miles and you can see it, and you're going to take that down for a golf course? It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. And I'm very upset, and I hope you guys know I'm upset. And I hope you're upset too as a Floridian or as someone who's ever visited a state park. But the good news is that you can do things. You can do things about it. It's called the 2425 Great Outdoors Initiative. It's under the direction of the governor's office. You can make your voice be heard. There's various public meetings throughout the state for August 27th. That's Tuesday, August 27th at 3 p.m. They're going to have a presentation and then public comment. So line up. They're only going to allow an hour, but it doesn't look like there's a question and answer period, but we can comment. You can voice your concerns about the proposals and the lack of public participation. So what they're doing is they're trying to just bulldoze it through. But you can send an email to the governor or to the secretary of the Florida Department of Environmental Protection and your state representatives. So if you're a Floridian, talk to your local representatives. You can call the governor's office. I will link all this in my Instagram and my Facebook and everything I have. And you can add your connection. You can tell them you're a pass holder. You can tell them that you have visited. You can tell them that you got engaged there, that you saw your first Florida panther or your first alligator, or that's where you picked up photography or whatever you want. And what's really cool is that the Florida Wildlife Federation actually has a thing here that you can use to fill out your information and submit it, that says don't develop our state parks, and it's like a preset email. And so again, I'll tell you, it's Jonathan Dickinson State Park in Martin County, Anastasia State Park in St. Johns County, Topsail Hill Preserve in Walton County, Camp Helen State Park in Bay County, Grayton Beach State Park in Walton County, Hillsborough River State Park in Hillsborough County, Honeymoon Island State Park in Pinellas, Dr. Von Measle, Alua Johnson State Park in Broward, and Oleta River State Park in Miami-Dade. And, you know, people are saying that once they do this, it really does take out the real Florida. And that's, you know, that was the proposal of the state parks, was to save the real Florida. Golf courses, resorts, and pickleball courts don't preserve the real Florida. They don't. They don't save our ecosystem. They don't save our unique reasons why Florida is Florida. They don't save our panthers or our manatees or our alligators or our scrub jays or anything else that makes Florida Florida, or the reasons that we save these state parks, or those really cool, you know, Indian mounds, or the history that behind them. And so, you know, I think this is something that's really important, guys, and I think this is something that we really need to take action on. So, you know, I'm going to link all this in my accounts for Instagram and Facebook, and I'm sure you've already seen it because this is something I've been talking about for the past few days. And I'm going to continue to talk about it up until the 27th, and you better believe I've already made my phone calls and my emails, and I encourage you guys to do the same. Please do the same. I've had people on talking about the state parks. I've talked about the state parks. You know, it's such a fun way to explore Florida, to save Florida's past, to talk about Florida, and to see Florida on a very easy, cheap budget. And when they do this, I feel that the prices are going to increase. We're going to lose our animals. We're going to lose our ecosystem. And we're going to lose that real Florida, guys. So don't do that. Don't lose that Florida feeling. You know, let's save it. Let's save it while we can, guys. I'm not going to do a Florida man today because I feel our governor is being Florida man today. I really do. Or our councilman or anybody in the Department of Environmental Protection, because I don't feel that they're protecting Florida right now. So thanks for listening. I know this is not like my typical kind of thing. But yeah, this is something I really wanted to talk about. So yeah, let's save Florida, guys. Click on those links, call that number, send those emails. I hope everybody has a great week. Next week, I promise, will be something a little more different, maybe more upbeat, maybe more fun. We're going to see what happens. But as always, guys, wear your sunscreen, drink your water. And that's your daily dose of sunshine.
This podcast is a production of Unfiltered Studios. If you would like to know more about joining Unfiltered Studios, please visit our website at unfpod.com for more information.